When you want to make changes to reports that are in extensions that you have not created yourself, you need to save these changes in a new custom layout. This is because you cannot change the built-in layouts of these reports. Before we can export the ForNAV layout changes, we first need to make some changes to export. From Report Pack version 5.3, it is now possible to easily create and edit multiple layouts for ForNAV reports. If I go to my ForNAV standard reports list, you will notice that I have a list of reports, and all of these reports use the built-in layout. There's no custom layouts for these reports yet. In order to create a new layout for these reports, I can simply click here to select a new layout, which will open the report in the ForNAV designer, and I can make some changes. So let's make the headers red and save. The default save action is save as a custom layout on the server, so when you hit save, that is exactly what is happening. If I now close this report in the ForNAV designer and refresh my standard reports page, you will notice the customer list now has a ForNAV BC custom layout, and that is in use. If I want to work with the custom layouts or select or deselect it, I can simply select custom layouts, which brings up the list of all of the layouts for these reports. By default, of course, every report has a built-in layout, which you can activate if you want. Doing so activates the built-in layout. But of course, usually if you create a new layout, you would want to activate that. So let's change the name of this layout to red layout, and let's activate my layout. Sometimes it's also needed to create a new layout based on the built-in layout. If you want to create a new layout based on any layout, you can simply select copy, which brings up a new copy of the built-in layout. Let's call this layout blue layout. And if I want to design the blue layout, I can simply select design, which brings up the blue layout in my ForNAV designer. You will notice that the header here is still white. It doesn't have the red layout because I've copied the built-in layout. And I can simply make this header blue and hit save. If I close this, go back to Business Central, I now have two layouts for this particular report. The red layout is the one that's selected. Another way of creating layouts for reports is to open the report in the ForNAV designer. So I can open the report from Business Central. Let's find my resource list. ForNAV resource list. I hit OK, which brings up a copy of the built-in layout of this particular report. And let's take this header, and I will make it orange. And once again, default saving action is save as a custom layout on the server. So that's what I do. And close my report here. Go back to Business Central and refresh my page. You will notice that the resource list now has a ForNAV BC custom layout. Once again, go to my custom layouts page, and let's change the description to a not very original but very effective orange layout, which is now also activated. Let's make another copy of this particular layout, but this time I don't want to start afresh with a copy of the built-in layout. This time I want to start with the orange layout, so I can copy my orange layout, which I will call green layout, and once again design my layout. You'll notice I now start with a copy of the orange layout, which I will make green, and save it. And let's also activate my green layout because I'm perfectly happy with it. You will notice the customer list now has a custom layout, and the resource list also has a custom layout. Once the layouts are created, we can export them all in one go. Using the export function from the standard reports list, we'll download a ForNAV layouts file that will contain all the custom ForNAV layouts in your database. Under the layout menu, we now have the export layouts option. And in the export layouts option, you will notice a list of all of the custom layouts for my ForNAV reports. So we have two for the resource list, two for the customer list, and one for the My List, which is a custom report that's in this particular database. If I hit export, ForNAV will save them all in a ForNAV layouts file. If we have a look at this ForNAV layouts file, these ForNAV layouts files are archives, and I can open these archives with, for instance, 7-zip. And you will notice if I open this archive, I have a bunch of ForNAV report files, which are the layouts for all of my custom reports. And I have my content.json and the content.csv. Now we have the export file, we can import it in a different database. So let's go back to Business Central, but open a different database. And go to the standard reports list in this database. You will notice this database does not have any custom layouts at all just yet. In order to create these custom layouts, I can hit import and select the ForNAV layouts file I have just created. If I click open, that brings up the ForNAV layout import worksheet, where I can choose what to do with which layout. You will notice at the top I have a custom report layout, a layout for a custom report, which does not exist in my database, so this is going to be skipped automatically. Then for the customer list I have two layouts, and let's skip the red layout. And for the resource list I have two layouts, the green and the orange, which I both want to import. So now I hit import, and once I refresh the page you will notice the customer list now has the blue layout, and the resource list has the orange layout selected, and in custom layouts I can activate the green layout, which will activate the green layout in my database.